What's going on, guys? Welcome back to BlackTideTV. I apologize if I sound a little strange. Stuffy nose, likely the result of an erratic sleep schedule over the last weekend, but I love it so much, so I don't really care. In today's video, back on Call of Duty World War II Private Beta, despite the growing issue with this game on YouTube, all of my World War II videos have been put on limited or no ads. And so any monetary compensation from you guys is extremely appreciated throughout this troubling time on YouTube. So my Patreon, my PayPal, everything like that is linked in the description down below. By no means are you obligated to provide support to the channel, but if you're really enjoying the videos here and you'd like to support with like a $1 a month donation, you can have your name in the description credits of every single video. But without further ado, we're talking about a fairly controversial topic in Call of Duty World War II right now. I've seen a number of the bigger YouTubers mention this, the Incendiary Rounds attachment for shotguns. It's a special attachment that you can only use if you are part of the Expeditionary Division. Now, more on divisions to come later in the week, but I thought that this topic deserves extra attention, especially right now. A lot of Call of Duty YouTubers have made videos on the Incendiary Rounds claiming them to be overpowered, and even Sledgehammer Games themselves have heard this noise and have made the announcement that they will be balancing the Incendiary Rounds going forward, discussing if the attachment needs a nerf or what have you. Now, by all means, I think that Sledgehammer Games should be using all of the information, all of the feedback from the beta to make the necessary adjustments to Call of Duty World War II, but in my opinion, the Incendiary Rounds do not need an adjustment, as they don't provide much of a bonus to the already underpowered shotguns in this game. In the beta, we have 3 shotguns available: the Winchester pump action, the Luftwaffe double barrel, and the toggle action semi-automatic. All 3 of these shotguns struggle to get a one-shot kill, especially the pump action, which you're seeing in today's gameplay, which in the game is referred to as the Powerhouse one-shot, one-kill shotgun. All 3 of these shotguns often require 2 to 4 shots to kill, unless you are at extremely close range. Now, this being a classic boots on the ground Call of Duty game, I was expecting the shotguns to return to their roots as well as the rest of the game. Shotguns in the Call of Duty franchise have traditionally been one-shot, one-kill powerhouse weapons in the Modern Warfare franchise, Black Ops franchise, before dropping off in Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 with the exception of the Broccoli, and Infinite Warfare with perhaps the exception of the RAC-9 and Reaver shotguns. And again, here in Call of Duty World War II, the shotguns are suffering. The maps themselves are not built for shotgun playstyle, at least the 3 maps that we were given in the beta. There really isn't an ideal situation in this game for a shotgun user, except for maybe running around the trenches, and even then you're getting killed at longer ranges from guys in the pillboxes above you. The shotguns are at an extreme disadvantage. They require a lot of skill, and on top of that, they are incredibly weak in the range and damage department. And now let's discuss Incendiary Rounds. For choosing the Expeditionary Division, you will spawn with 4 Incendiary Rounds for your shotgun, regardless of which shotgun you choose. This attachment is said to be on par with the Airborne Division Detachable Suppressor, the Armored Division LMG Bipod, the Infantry Division Bayonet attachment for a one-hit kill melee, and the ability to hold your breath with a sniper rifle. 4 rounds is supposed to compensate you for not choosing any of those divisions and their attachments. Those 4 rounds will only net you between 2 and 4 kills. As I've said, a lot of these shotguns require 2 shots to kill. That's 2 of your Incendiary Rounds. Not to mention the fact that I believe it's been patched for most of the shotguns, but the double barrel especially cannot load an incendiary shell and a standard shell in the same magazine. So when you're using that double barrel shotgun, if you are down to 1 incendiary round and you put that in your magazine, your barrel, you can't put in another shell. And so you're stuck with 1 incendiary round, which you're basically going to have to unload, because if you run into 2 enemies or even 1 enemy at a considerable distance, that's a hit marker and you're going to die. So the Incendiary Rounds are honestly not that great in comparison to the other division attachment bonuses. Not to mention the fact that shotguns have traditionally provided a one-shot kill. As such, if the Call of Duty World War II shotguns were to receive a buff, the Incendiary Rounds would prove much more of a problem in terms of being underpowered. The incendiary rounds currently function as a sustained source of damage. When you fire an incendiary round into an enemy, they will take a very, very small amount of flame damage over the next few seconds. Now say for example you fire an incendiary round at said enemy and you kill them in one shot. What happened to your flame damage? It is completely wasted. Goodbye incendiary rounds. So if the shotguns were to receive a buff, incendiary rounds would prove completely pointless. If the shotguns were not to receive a buff, incendiary rounds do a very small amount of flame damage and provide your shotguns with that one shot, one kill capability, making them incredibly balanced in my opinion. There's one other thing. Although it is completely underused and underappreciated, Armored Division Rank 3 provides you with increased resistance to flame damage. That includes Molotov cocktails. That includes the flamethrower. That includes, incendiary rounds. If you're having trouble in getting killed by shotgun users with incendiary rounds, use your Armored Division. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let me know what you think about the incendiary rounds and shotguns in Call of Duty World War II in the comment section down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and check out my Patreon page, also linked in the description. And I'll catch you guys on the next Call of Duty World War II video.